everybody, it's Crystal again, and in today's video I will be answering questions about the minor details you may have for your very own fairy tale wedding cruise. Okay, so let's start off by answering some of those questions you may have that are not exactly related to your wedding day.
Hello, Nosemore at your service here. I do see that you have a search history with a lot of Disney wedding related questions. How can I help you?
Yes, hello Nosemore. Yes, I do have a lot of questions dealing with my
Wedding date, wedding shoes, wedding venue, wedding costs.
No,
Ice cream. I do. Island. Aisle.
Cancel! Looks like no one put Humpty Dumpty together again. This guy's a little soft-boiled.
I'm pretty sure he's just trying to guess what you're gonna say.
I'm sorry, but my autofill's a touch aggressive today.
It's okay, I understand. I know for me, one of my big concerns was wondering how my husband and I were going to get our wedding attire from home to the airport and then to the ship. There are different types of garment bags you can purchase. Just make sure that when you're making your selection, you choose one that will fit the size and length of your wedding dress. I recommend purchasing a Wally bag on Amazon because after reading reviews from other brides, these were one of the easiest bags to carry around. But like I said, any garment bag will do the trick because even if your dress or tux gets wrinkled, your onboard coordinator will make sure that they get steamed and pressed before your big day. Besides worrying about getting your wedding attire to the ship, how about getting your friends and family who are from out of state from the airport to the port? There are different forms of transportation, such as Uber, Lyft, rental cars, and Disney transportation, but my best advice is having your guests fly in the night before sailing. The reason why I suggest this is because you never know. Your plane might get delayed or it might get canceled completely, and that is a risk you do not want to take. Before everyone arrives at the port, make sure that everyone attaches their Disney Cruise Line tags to their luggage. Doing this in advance will not only save time at the port, but it will also help not delay the cast members who are taking your luggage onto the ship. Adults wanting to bring their own alcohol will be happy to know that it is definitely an option. Guests who are 21 and older can bring 2 bottles of wine or a 6-pack no larger than 12 ounces of beer at the beginning of voyage and on port of call. These are carried on not to be stored on checked bags or luggage. All guests must arrive at their scheduled port arrival time and no later than 1 hour prior to sailing because then you will risk being denied boarding. Also, remind your guests not to arrive earlier than their port arrival time because then they will be asked to return later. Make sure everyone has their proper documentation handy because that was a question that kept getting asked from us. Without proper citizen documentation, you could be denied boarding as well. At the time of this video, another documentation requirement is having your proof of COVID vaccination card if you are over the age of 5. You must submit all this information through Safe Passage 15 days prior to your sailing date. You will get a reminder via email doing so. With the pandemic, there is a mandatory COVID testing that needs to be done prior to boarding, but this is subject to change. It's kind of based on how everything's going on in the world, so who knows, maybe this process won't even be a thing anymore. Another thing to keep in mind is that guests who have entered their 24th week of pregnancy of their embarkation date will also be denied boarding for health and safety reasons. This actually happened to one of our guests, so make sure that everyone who is planning to attend is aware of this. Now, let's talk about guests who have children. Of course, Disney is made for kids, so you can expect your guests to have them, but not always do they want to bring them to weddings. Luckily, Disney offers onboard babysitting for children under the age of 3 on what they call their It's a Small World nursery. But if your children are older, that's not a problem. With the reservation, they can visit the kids club for free while you attend the wedding. Another big question that was asked was, what type of electrical outlets are available in each stateroom? All staterooms are equipped with multiple 100-volt outlets, which are standard in the US and Canada. Small electrical appliances such as shavers, curling irons, and flat irons with standard North American plugs will function on board. For your convenience, a hairdryer is provided in each stateroom, but if you like, you can always bring your own, as long as it meets the requirements I mentioned. Make sure to let everyone know to pack other essentials such as sunscreen, Tylenol, and Dramamine in case anyone gets seasick. I know this was a big worry for many guests, but in case if anyone does forget, no need to panic because they do sell all these items on board. It is best to bring your own though, because of the higher markup. Final thing on my list is, what about cash, credit card, or foreign currency. A good thing about being on a cruise is that all of your onboard costs are charged to your stateroom, and you only really need to worry about getting this settled prior to your debarkation. You can always find the total cost of your spendings by visiting the Cruise Folio on the Disney Navigator app. You can settle this via cash, credit card, or gift cards. Other than that, you want to bring cash or credit card if you plan on making purchases during each port of call. A sigh of relief is that you can tell all of your guests that foreign currency is not needed, as these ports are built for tourists in mind. These were additional questions we had for ourselves and for our guests, so hopefully these can be helpful for you too. I'm sure there's other questions you might all have or might think of later, so please feel free to ask me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Well, that's it for this video. Remember, my name is Crystal, and I'm here to help you get your wedding plans on cruise control. We'll see you real soon, pal!